Hello and welcome to today's episode on our first gen wealth building series. Okay, so we've been talking about knowledge, right? And still building on this knowledge is know your numbers. To shock you to know that a lot of people don't know their numbers. Now I'm talking about their total in and out for the month. They don't know it. Month on month, they just vibe through the months. They get their salary, they pay this, they pay that, they pay one or two bills, 1 to 10 bills, and oh, my money is finished, or oh, I have just 50K left, or I have 100K left, and they just leave it in their account like that. They don't actually know what went for what percentage went for food, what percentage went for transportation, what percentage went for miscellaneous, what percentage went for unexpected expenses. They don't know, and that is the number one killer of wealth building. You cannot build wealth, especially if you are, in our community. You know who our community members are. You cannot build wealth if you are just vibing through the months, vibing through the years. You cannot do that. So, what are the numbers I'm talking about? I'm talking about your salary, right? The in and the out. So, let's talk about the in. It could be in profit, it could be in salary, it could be in wages, whatever way your money comes in, right? Now, when you know your exact monthly earning, the next thing is to know your exact monthly outs, the rent, the food, the monthly expenses, even the debts. Like maybe you have a mortgage, or you have a car loan, or you have one other kind of loan, or whatever it is that you are servicing every month. Know it. Then also put out a percentage for miscellaneous, like unforeseen circumstances, because that is where that is what separates someone who is prepared and someone who is not prepared, and someone who will build wealth and someone who will not build wealth. Now, the next thing is to put aside enjoyment money. Me, I call it splurge. It's my splurge money. It's people that know me, they know. Once my salary enters, there's something I do for myself. I can take myself to an eatery. I can take myself to. I can buy something for myself. It is very important. It has a way of, it has this psychological effect. I don't know how to explain it, but I know that people that study psychology, they would back me up on this. After you've done all of this um, budgeting, like you've budgeted for rent, you've budgeted for food, you've budgeted for transportation, you've budgeted for the debt that you pay every month or any other monthly obligation, you've budgeted for black tax. Very important. Budget for black tax and ensure that you don't go over your budget for black tax. At least, even if you will go over, let it not be consistent. If you have budgeted 20K or 50K for mom, dad, sister, brother, any other person that collects black tax, ensure that you stay within that limit most of the time. At least 10 months out of 12 months, stay within that budget. After you have removed your necessary expenses for the month, consistently, when you have done it over a period of say 3 months, you can know that okay, at the end of every month, after I've done all my necessary expenses, I have 50K left, or I have 100K left, or I have 200K left, or even 500K, or even 1 million. Then that is where you now draw your investment and savings plan from. That doesn't mean that you wouldn't, cut or curb some other expenses along the way. But that first 3 months, it will help you to know that okay, these and these are my major expenses, and these are my negotiable expenses that I can curb, or cut or reduce on. For example, on transportation, for someone who is just coming up and you have maybe 50K or less than 100K at the end of every month, you may want to cut down on transportation. You may want to trek some distances. Yes, I did it when I started my career. There are some distances I would trek just to save that 200 naira, 300 naira, or 500 naira, depending on my strength for that day. So what I'm trying to say is that it's not like you are going to be wasteful and splurge all the way all through the month. No, I'm saying that I'll reserve the meat of the conversation for those who would book their one-on-one. But I'm sure that with this little points of mine that I've given for free, you should be able to start something for yourself.